We see it as our birthright that we can swim in our rivers and streams. We even market ourselves as 100% pure. But the real percentage is nothing like that. We're pouring so much into our rivers that we're killing many of them. And the culprits? Well, you'll see they include councils, industries, and perhaps most of all, our dairy farmers. Paula Penfold with this report.
New Zealand as we like to think of it. Fresh water that's clean and 100% pure. Just the way we tell the world it is. The truth is a different picture, a little harder to sell. Many of our lakes, rivers and streams are suffering, and the quality of our fresh water has reached crisis point. As we continue to use rivers as a dumping ground for sewage and industrial waste, as we expect more and more production from our farming sector, rivers and streams are paying a price.
The Mangatainoka River provides fresh water for the Tui Brewery and a refreshing dip for the workers.
Yeah, right. When this ad was filmed, those poor workers would likely have been sick for days if they had actually frolicked in the real Mangatainoka River.
Quack.
Around the country, regional councils are on the warpath, especially against those who repeatedly pollute our waterways.
Well, what are you doing to solve the problems?
Well, I can give you a catalogue and stuff.
We tracked down one of those repeat offenders, Alan Crafer, the subject of successive prosecutions by Environment Waikato because of pollution like this on one of his central North Island farms. We wanted to know why he keeps polluting and to find out his side of a story fast becoming a national shame.
I'll get someone to contact you, all right?
Okay, thanks, Alan.
The ancient Manawatu River. For millions of years it's flowed through the lower North Island out to the coast at Foxton Beach.
And it's a pretty good example of what's happening around all of New Zealand. I mean, different parts have different issues. Here we've got everything combined here. We've got sediment.
Massey University freshwater scientist Mike Joy says the Manawatu, like so many others around the country, is under attack, that we've been treating them as waste removal systems.
We've got pollution, runoff from farms. We've got sediment because all the forests have been cut down in the hills, and so all the land's falling down from the hill country. Flatland, you've got intensive production where there's lots of fertiliser being put on that's ending up in the river, and yet we've got all this pollution ending up, and it's all combined by the time it gets to this point here.
But let's give it a little bit of perspective. This is not the Ganges, is it?
No. I mean, it looks okay. Yeah. But for the animals that live in here, it's not okay.
Mike Joy knows how good our rivers and streams can be. In fact, used to be. Up here in the Mangori stream, which flows into the Manawatu, there's another world. Dr. Joy and one of his students are tagging native fish, where the ecosystem is healthy and the fish are in the numbers they should be.
So this is a kawaro, which is one of the adult whitebait, and as you can see, he can climb up anything. They can climb up dams, 100-metre waterfalls. It's like a lizard. He can walk on those pectoral fins and go right up my arm if he wants to.
It's fair to say you're quite passionate about this little guy.
Yeah.
But possibly not that many people are.
No, but I think that even if people don't know about these things, the important thing, the important message that they're giving us is that they're like the miner's canary. They're disappearing from all of our streams, and that should be telling us something. That's a message to us that if these guys can't live there, then we've done something wrong.
More than half of our native freshwater fish are on the threatened species list. So are we pushing our water systems beyond their limits? We're certainly dumping plenty into them, much of it perfectly legally. There are about 200 consents for discharges into the Manawatu River, including 20 industrial-sized outfalls, such as this tannery near Shannon, where the chemical byproducts of the process are treated and piped into the river.
Would you eat a fish out of the Manawatu River?
No, personally I wouldn't. And I know people who have fished there and they like fishing, but they pick up a smelly fish from a smelly river and it doesn't smell like a fish, it smells like something else, and they do not want to eat it after that.
The Oroa River is one of the main tributaries of the Manawatu, one of what Mike Joy puts at 90% of New Zealand lowland rivers that are so polluted they can be unsafe to swim in. If you did, you'd end up sick. As if to illustrate his point, the Oroa starts to rise. We look for the reason and find it here in an adjacent stream, a swirling cocktail of foam that flows into the river. It turns out it's human waste from the township of Fielding, the kind of perfectly legal discharge seen nationwide.
At the moment, this is treated and fine, would you say?
No, I mean, I wouldn't want to touch it. No, obviously it's not. They've got the warning signs here not to swim here, not to take any fish from here, not to do anything here, because they know that it doesn't meet those standards, that it has got pathogens in it. If you swallowed any of this water, you'd be very sick for a very long time afterwards.
Sort of these stalactites of dairy shit hanging off fences, it's completely inappropriate. And this was
Greg Kyline of the local regional council says they are taking frequent prosecutions against illegal polluters, and the state of the Manawatu River is improving. So would you swim in the Manawatu River?
Yeah, I've thought about this a lot. I would absolutely swim in the Manawatu River, and I have swum in the Manawatu River, but the message we give our community is that if it's clean and clear, it's safe to be swimming in, which is the vast majority of the summer period. If we get rain events and it's dirty, then it's probably not that safe for swimming.
The contrast can't get much greater than this. Here near Putaruru in the South Waikato are the internationally renowned Blue Springs near the headlands of the Waiho River. This is water that's taken up to 100 years to bubble up through the Mamaku Plateau. So pure that 60% of the country's bottled water comes from this region. But from here the quality deteriorates pretty quickly. As the Waiho flows through town and country to the sea at Thames, it ends up carrying treated sewage wastewater from 7 towns, as well as discharges from 2 meatworks and a dairy factory.